Hey there, happy Security Awareness Month. It's been a few months since I've made a video. I've been busy to say the least. For this year's Security Awareness Month challenge for me, and in conjunction with my work with Operation Defend the North, a truly epic tabletop exercise experience, I want to reflect on what it means to be prepared in the world of incident response. Does the motto "Be Prepared" sound familiar? Well, it's the Scouts motto, and it's also acrostic, a word I've learned fairly recently. Essentially meaning each letter in the word has a meaning of some sort. So as we are walking on this trail together, I want to dive into the Be Prepared motto as it relates to incident response. I'm going to unpack each one, share some of my experience, and connect the dots back to why being ready and resilience matters. And if this resonates with you, I'd love to have you join one of my upcoming Operation Defend the North tabletop exercises happening later this month and in December. B will start it off, and it means bravery, the quality of facing danger or challenges without fear or in spite of fear. In incident response terms, that means that teams must act decisively under pressure, often with incomplete or conflicting information. Knowing in the back of your heads, time is not on your side, and paralysis analysis will result in further impacts. It's about having the courage to take ownership, make decisions, and move forward. It's also about leveraging your muscle memory and experience to make tough calls. It's about accepting that your information be incomplete, imperfect, but decisions must be made. And lastly, it's about leading your team through the unknown, both technically, but also emotionally. E is for enterprise, and it's all about being resourceful, taking initiative, and being ready to take action or innovate. In the world of incident response, this means thinking beyond the playbook and outside the box, because certainly the attackers are. Solutions are seldom obvious mid-breach, and sometimes we need to put our hacker hats on to understand what's going on and how we should respond. The spirit of enterprise is all about being creative, resourceful, and a scrappy problem solver. Enterprise means not just following the checklist, but being willing to improvise, to try something new, phoning a friend, and keeping moving when the usual paths are blocked. P is for purpose, a clear sense of intent or goal that directs action. In incident response, purpose means staying focused on the mission. In a crisis, it's easy to get lost in the weeds, arguing over technical details or priorities, chasing after red herrings and other distractions, or worse, worrying about our reputations and ego. Our purpose, our mission, is to protect and resume the business by leveraging our training, our processes, and our experience. Believe it or not, war rooms are seldom peaceful places, and we can get distracted with infighting. It's important that everyone understands our purpose and stays on target. Sometimes we need to anchor a team back to purpose by asking, what's our number one job right now? It's protecting the business, restoring operations, and reducing impact. That clarity cuts through the noise and emotions. Purpose is what keeps an IR team rowing in the same direction, even in rough waters. R is for resolution, a firm determination to achieve a goal despite obstacles. Incident response sucks. Timing is always terrible, lack of certainty is crippling, and emotions are high. A determined incident response team stays laser focused until the breach is contained and eradicated and the business has resumed. Now, this is not to say work until death. We must take care of ourselves and our team, but rather not be distracted and never accept half measures that leave residual risk. Think of it like this: hiking up this trail, which is hard. When it gets steep, your legs are burning, my lungs are burning, and I don't want to move anymore. But I am keeping moving because the summit is worth it. Resolution is about finishing the climb. E is for endurance, the ability to sustain effort or performance over time, especially under stressful situations, or climbing a hill and talking to a microphone. Major incidents can run for days or weeks, and coffee and adrenaline can only take us so far, and endurance is as much about the individual as it is about the entire team. That means pacing the team, rotating shifts, recognizing exhaustion and burnout before it happens. Non-technical and inexperienced executives fail to understand the criticality of their team and find out the hard way when the team member starts losing their resolution. Endurance is less about being heroic and more about discipline, because incident response is not a sprint. It's hiking up a big hill. P is for partnerships, and this is collaboration and mutual support between individuals or groups. When people attend Operation Defend the North, many walk in realizing that incident response is not technical, at least not by itself. Effective incident response is cross-functional. Security is just the beginning. Then it's IT, legal, communications, leadership. We all must work together. Successful incident responders leverage their industry experience and their network to pull in additional thoughts, resources when needed. Diversity of thought is important. Partnership ensures information flows and decisions are made and coordinated inside and outside the organization. Whether during an actual incident or at a tabletop exercise, I love seeing the secondary and tertiary stakeholders get that aha moment. That could be us. It's then when they realize that it isn't an IT problem and it affects all corners of the business. And people across the business realize we're in this together. Partnership is about building trust before the crisis. So when the pressure's on, you can work as one and reach out to allies as needed. A is for assurance, the confidence arising from certainty and trust in processes, people, and systems. Assurance comes from preparation. Documented incident response plans, rehearsed tabletop exercises, and validated playbooks from containment all the way to recovery. When people panic, assurance is what steadies the room. And I've seen the difference. A team that's practiced walks into the fire calm and deliberate. A team that hasn't, they freeze, they blame. Assurance at the end of the day is earned before the incident ever happens. R is reformation, the process of making improvements by correcting faults or weaknesses. Don't let the suck of incident response be wasted. Reformation is about learning and improving after the fact. Every incident is a chance to get better. Post-incident debriefs are a gold mine for identifying process gaps, technical control failures, and cultural issues. Tabletop exercises, if done right, are guaranteed aha moments from the youngest junior to the most least technical senior. Because at the end of the day, they realize what the business is about and its vulnerabilities. I always joke that tabletop exercise is actually a pen test of the business. Lessons learned is a must after tabletops and real incident. And that's because you want to get the ideas out of your team fresh. What happened, what went well, what didn't, why, and what can we do better? Trust me, they know. Yet, I've seen so many organizations treat post-incident debriefs as the cliche check in box. But the ones that do find gold, because every mistake is a chance to reform, to get stronger, so that that same breach never happens again. Because reformation is turning scars into armor. Now, E is for enthusiasm, an intense and eager enjoyment, interest, or approval. While incident response is not necessarily fun, some folks seem to thrive better than others. And I actually recently read something about how ADHD folks thrive better in these high-stress incident response environments. The best responders bring energy and engagement to the mission, boosting morale and driving momentum when fatigue starts to set in. This might sound out of place, but hear me out. When you bring energy and engagement to the war room, it's contagious. Even in the darkest moments, enthusiasm keeps morale alive. I've been in war rooms where exhaustion was thick, and yet there's this one energized and optimistic leader making all the difference in getting people to push just a little bit more. Enthusiasm doesn't mean enjoying the chaos. It means caring enough to show up with the energy and purpose when it matters most. Last but not least is D for devotion. That's a commitment and loyalty to a cause or duty. Devotion is a mindset of being there for your organization and your team. No matter what, it's about seeing the response through to the end. In incident response, devotion carries you and your team through the worst days and keeps you coming back to improve the system the next day. Devotion is about the commitment to the mission and the people sitting beside you. So that's what being prepared means to me in the context of cyber incident response. These aren't just words. They're values to the scouts, and the values as a former scout I follow. And when teams live these values, they don't just survive incidents, they come out stronger. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop me a comment down here on which value resonates most with you. And if you want to learn more about incident response and the power of tabletop exercises, join me at one of the SiberX's Operation Defend the North events happening in Calgary, Vancouver, and Toronto. I'll be the co-host and facilitator, as well as Chief Mischief Officer. Because when the crisis comes, and it always does, the only thing that's going to matter, are you prepared?